Welcome to Power Systems. This is Dr. Vijay, your guide to master restructured power system. In the today's class, we are going to see about the evaluation of the vertically integrated utilities or vertically integrated markets. So coming to the vertically integrated market, this is what happening in the previously in back 1990s. So in the vertically integrated market, if you see, there will be one entity. That means in one entity, they will be managing this generation, transmission, and distribution. Apart from this, the collection of tariff also a hectic task for the electricity board, because if you go to the people who are paying the previously, I'm saying, not nowadays. So if you go to the people and ask for the tariff, what they'll do, they'll simply lock their door and go. Okay, so you can't able to record the meter readings. So just they need to pay the tariff, some flat rate tariff will be there. That rate tariff only they need to pay. So the collection of tariff is the hectic task, because the electricity board, they need to take care of this generation, transmission, and as well as the distribution. Okay, so this vertically integrated power market is a business model actually where a single company controls all the stages of electrical supply. So if you take the countries like India, previously telling about some 15 years back. So all these three entities, it is owned by only one company, that is government owned company, that is called Electricity Board. There they need to maintain the generation of power system, generation of power. So generation of power is very hectic task, because if you take the hydropower station, hydropower station, you no need to pay for the water, am I right? Then if you go for the thermal power station, okay, collection of this like uh, coal, okay, taking the coal is a very hectic task. Okay, you need to import the coal, okay, from some foreign countries, and you need to store that before the you need to store for at least 2 months or 3 months. Then suddenly, if the generation increases, load increases, you need to utilize more coal. So it's a very big hectic task, and paying the wages to the staff, that is also a hectic task, because if you take the thermal power station, at least on roll, some 500 workers will be there. So for 500 workers, you need to pay their salaries. Then yearly, you need to increase their transport allowance, DNS allowance. Then basic pay you need to improve. So this and all, that is one hectic task in generation. Next, in generating station, operation and maintenance. Operation and maintenance is another one hectic task. So what they will do, generators, shafts you need to replace, generator windings you need to test, then everything. Say operational maintenance is not only maintaining generators, some equipments will be the transformers. You need to maintain the transformer. You need to test the efficiency of the transformer. Next, you need to test the efficiency of the generators. Next, mechanical, so like for example, bolt and nuts, and equipment that you need to replace. Say if it is not there in your country, you need to import from some foreign countries. So these are all hectic tasks for generation companies. Next, coming to the transmission network. Transmission network is a huge network. If you take after generation, from the generating station to the consumers, minimum it is some 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers distance will be there. So that power has to reach out this home. So that maintaining this transmission towers, another hectic task, because what they will do sometimes, due to the icy weather in northern hemisphere regions, and there the formation of ice will be there from the top of the your transmission tower to your ground. So it will be happening the line to ground fault. Next, if you take the towers sometimes, due to heavy hurricanes, wind and all, this tower will goes off again. You need to replace the towers, and especially in the forest, okay, deep forest, like maintaining, like operating this tower is another so replacing the towers, say for example wild animals will be there, then you need to replace in the middle. You need to use some helicopters. You need to test with some drones. Okay, yeah, say for example, if you want to replace some insulators, then you need to use some helicopters. There, from there, you need to hang, and then you need to replace the things in deep forest, I'm telling. And some places you can't able to reach. If you want to reach that place, minimum one day it will take. Okay, 10 hours, 12 hours it will take to reach that remote location. There, the maintenance is a bit challenging. So we need to go for some helicopters for replacing that. So it is not very, very tedious task for transmission companies also. And coming to the distribution, next, um, distribution companies is a very big headache. Why? Because the distribution, majority of the fault will be happening in the distribution. Okay, if you take the transformer, distribution transformer, there the faults will be happening. Your consumers will be calling to your call centers again. That will through to your electricity board. They need to attend that call, and they need to attend that fault, first of all identify the fault. Okay, one lineman has to go from here to there, okay, to that particular fault, where from the substation to fault location they need to reach. Then equipments, they need to carry all the equipments. Sometimes they'll carry, say for example, if any distribution transformer fault happens, then they'll carry one more distribution transformer. Then they need to, sometimes they need to replace the transformers for a while. Big hectic task. Then faults in the insulators will be there, in the transmission, like in the distribution poles, that you need to replace the insulators. So many things are there. And after that, after distribution, next in the distribution itself, some fuse layouts will be there. So some customers, they'll call, in our home there is a fuse gone. So again, lineman has to go there and attend that fault. Sometimes in midnight they will call, 12 o'clock they'll call. You need to attend the call. Sometimes in while it is raining, okay, heavily, that too in the night, some from the pole, that connection will go off. Okay, so even though they will be tied with bolt and nets, sometimes the connection will go off. Sometimes they'll call in the midnight. Okay, they then also you need to go and attend the fault. But if it's raining, it's very tedious task. But if it's not raining, it's very easy for you to attend the task. So this many things are there in the distribution sectors also. So, and also collection of the, as I said, if you go and ask, as previously I'm asking about, before the internet, before this Android mobiles and all, previously the person, one worker has to go there, and they will test the um, reading. What is the reading? recorded over there. Then they need to come to the office and update. Okay, nowadays they are using latest meters. Just if you scan, it will automatically update. So what might be the your reading, it will automatically update, and it will calculate the tariff, and automatically immediately it will send to the your customer mobile phone. The customer can easily pay that um, tariff. So previously not like that. So 2 3 days it will take to update. Then you need to stand in a long queue. Okay, for paying that thing, you need to go to bank, you need to pay with DD, check, like that. It's a very tedious task for a collection of tariff, also very tedious task. Sometimes the people will lock the doors and go. So worker has to come sometime after some time, and otherwise they need to pay the flat rate tariff. And some customers will compare the tariff. Why for you got this much penny, why you don't, we got this much penny, like and some customers, what they'll do is they'll not make the energy meter to rotate. Okay, they'll use some magnets, they will not so for them every time some minimum tariff will be coming, that will be the loss for the electricity board. So nowadays, recently, they are using the electronic meters. So it is not possible for any kind of faults and all. So whatever the reading comes, you need to pay. Okay, you can't able to change the readings in the electronic meters and all. So it's very difficult to change. So these many difficulties are there for the electricity board. I'm not talking about the now latest restructured model. I'm talking about the previous 15 years back model, 15 to 20 years back model I'm teaching with. So these many things are there. So that's why it is called that is called the vertically integrated market. What I am speaking about now, it is called vertically integrated market. So this model was also called a traditional model because there will be having one utility that is called electricity board. Say, for example, if you take in India, there are many electricity boards are there. The previously I'm talking about. If you take like from South, Tamil Nadu electricity board is there, Andhra Pradesh electricity board is there, was there. Next, you say like Kerala electricity board is there, like that Uttar Pradesh electricity board, Gujarat electricity board, Rajasthan. So these are all the names of previous electricity board. Now they restructured. Okay, so these are the traditional vertically integrated power market. So there is only flat rate. There is no competition between the tariff. Just see, if they tell like from 0 to 100 units, you need to pay this much tariff as 5 rupees. From 100 to 500 units, 6 rupees. From 500 to 1000 units, 8 rupees. Like that, there will be one tariff will be there. So you need to pay the tariff. That's all in the old vertically integrated market. So planning and operational task also administrated by the single utility. So above all these things, say for example, I told you the generation, transmission, distribution, and collection of tariff. After that, planning for future, that is very very important in this power market. So if you don't plan for future, you're going to face a very serious challenges over there. So after 20 years or after 15 years, what might be the load that you need to predict, and based on the prediction you need to come up with the solutions like increase of generation or increase of your transmission network, increase of your distribution network. Everything you need to plan in prayer. Otherwise, it is very difficult to manage the loads. So these are the difficulties in this vertically integrated power market. So this is the structure of the vertically integrated market. So you're seeing, no, here you see generation, transmission, distribution. So everything is the one entity. Next, the customer is the separator. So customer simply sitting in the home, we are just enjoying the power, we are consuming the power, we are using all the loads. Just like that, we are paying the tariff. That's all. But apart from this back end work, so this many tasks, what I have discussed in the previous, this many tasks were there that you need to taken care of. So you see this power flow and money flow, how the power flow. So power flow, first generating stations. If you take the generating station, there you can generate the power, and that power is given to transmission network. So transmission network taking that power from generating station to the customer points. So transmission network, if you see, it is of some 765 kilovolt, 400 kilovolt, 1000 kilovolt, 220 kilovolt, next 110 kilovolt, 33 kilovolt, 11 kilovolt, like that, 66 kilovolt, like that. It will be having big network. Okay, so these are the are all in transmission. Next, coming to the distribution network nearby your home. There, like 415 volts, so 415 volts or 440 volts, three-phase supply, that you need to distribute to each and every customer. Say, for example, some customers will be there at some remote location, some 10 customers will be there. So there also you need to uh, give the power. Otherwise, what happens? They will go to the court, and they will ask for why you are not giving this basic necessities, like that. They will ask. So wherever you are in this world, they need to give the power. Your generation companies nearby, or your electricity board has to give the power. So this is the power flow. Next, money flow. Money flow, just like that, the customers to in the previous one, vertically integrated market, just we are paying to, yeah, our distribution companies, or to the electricity board as a whole. So electricity board as a whole, they will be collecting the tariffs. They'll be maintaining the generation companies, that means generators. They'll be maintaining the transmission towers. They'll be maintaining the distribution tower. So even if you ask for give the previous days, I'm telling, if you give an application of I need a supply for my home, they'll ask what is the amount of the load that you are consuming. So you need to give the approximate load consumption. By the time they need to they'll intimate to the generating station. So area wise, they'll intimate to the generating station. From the generating station, they'll increase the generation from the next month onwards. So minimum, the connection service connection, it will take minimum 30 days to maximum of 3 months about the previous days. Nowadays, within 1 month, not more than 1 month, within 10 days also you can get the supply connections. Okay, so that much advanced it is. So these are the this is the structure of the vertically integrated power market. So how the power flow happens, how the money flow is happening, that we are going to that we are seeing now. So this is the all about the vertically integrated utility. Now coming to the characteristics of vertically integrated power market. So first is monopoly control. Monopoly control means all control in the one hand. That means your electricity board is the whole sole in charge. They need to take care of everything: generation, transmission, distribution, collection of tariff, everything. The single entity has to control all these things. Next is regulated. So utilities with these matter are heavily regulated. So regulation also they need to do. Okay. So some, say for example, some commission, regulatory commission is will be there. So that regulatory commission also comes under this electricity board. Okay. So they will be just looking on to what this Say, for example, if you want to increase the tariff, for example, in your area, it is all about 5 rupees or $5 or some whatever the rupee you take, whatever the money value you take. You want to increase, say, for example, if you want to increase 1 rupee also, you need to, that is a very difficult task. You need to conduct the meeting district wise in the district headquarters, state headquarters. Okay, so you need to call all the customers, type of customers. So types of consumers will be domestic consumers will be there, industrial consumers will be there. Next, agriculture consumers will be there. Next, commercial tariff consumers will be there. So there are many types of consumers will. So everyone has to give the approval. Then only you can. You need to prove that why you are raising that 1 rupee. Okay, so prove means you need to explain. So what that 1 rupee cost, why you are increasing that 1 rupee. So it's all about the importing coal or like a price raise or salary to the employees, that wages raise. Like that, you need to tell why you are raising that 1 rupee also. So um, uh, so this regulatory commission, what they will do is they will conduct the meeting in all the district headquarters. Then they will take the consolidation. Okay, some agriculture consumers, if you take. So if you increase 1 rupee of tariff, what happens? Automatically, they'll increase the rise of cereals, rice, wheat, then some fruits price they'll increase, vegetable price they'll simply increase. Okay, so what the commission will say? So if the price is again, it will affect the economy of the country, that everything it will, so it will reflect in the stock market, and so many things are there. So it should be reasonable. So whatever the price is you are claiming, it should be reasonable and approved by the all the consumers, like domestic consumers, industrial consumers, agriculture consumers, and the commercial consumers. So commercial tariff, if you increase, what they will simply increase their tariffs. Say, for example, some bakery, if you take bakery, if you want to buy a bread loaf. Okay, so previously it was like 20 rupees or 30 rupees. So if you just increase the commercial tariff, what they'll do? Simply they'll raise the rates in the hotels. If you take some normal rice or tiffin is all around 100 rupees. If you simply raise the tariff, they'll increase the tariff. So whom should they'll get? So just by the consumers only. So it will automatically make a inflation in the economy, so it will reflect in everything. So it should be reasonable. So this regulatory commission is a independent commission. Okay, so independent commission, so they will be looking over all these things, and if you want to increase this, they will only have to get the approval. Simply you can't do in the regulated regulatory commission. Okay, so this many things are there. Now retail, say for example, somebody might be buying the power directly from the generation companies. So you can't buy because all one entity. No, so you need to buy from the distribution corporation. You should not. You can't able to buy from the generation companies directly because single electricity board entity, one entity. You have seen. So this is one entity. You can't buy directly. Customers can't buy directly from the generating stations. Okay, you need to buy from the distribution companies only because distribution company only the entity serving you nearby. So that is one option is there. So no retail choice. Okay. Next, centralized plan. Okay, so they need to go for infrastructure investments. Also, they need to take care of. So some project might be of huge amount. So you need to get the loan from the World Bank. So you need to construct the station. So constructing the station. Say for example, if you want to install a nuclear power plant, minimum it will take. 3 4 years to construct that nuclear power plant. And if you see about the previous days, there is no cranes, there is no JCBs for digging and all. So, like workers, layman workers, they need to work for a day and night. So for digging a dam, okay, so it's not an easy task. Minimum in the previous earlier days, they have taken some 8 years, 10 years of time to dig a dam of this many kilometers, some 30 kilometers. They want to dig a dam. Means minimum they have taken 10 years, 10 long years. Now, due to the technological advancement, so that 10 years might be reduced to 1 year or 6 months, depends on the instrument and how many shifts you are working for accomplishment of that particular tasks. So that is what about the central planning, infrastructure planning. Next is, what are the advantages of this vertically integrated power? What are the advantages? So owning and controlling all the assets to a one particular thing. Say for example, previously in India, if I take the country like India. So we'll discuss detail about all the countries' market in detail in our forthcoming classes. Now I'm taking just a Indian market just to easy for you to easy understand. So if you take like India, majority of the previously I'm asking majority of the previously I'm saying majority of the this generate electricity boards owned by the government sectors only. Why? Because government can easily control. Okay, because the profit they can utilize, government can utilize for some other schemes. Okay, so simply like that, they can't take the money from some other loan or like that. So wherever the profit is coming from the each entity, they will utilize that entity for some other schemes for welfare of the people. So that is one monopoly. So if it is owned by the government, that is one of the advantage. Easily they can take, and also by owning and controlling all the assets. So the coordination also will be very easy. Okay, so previously if you see like if you take like engineers who are working under that particularly vertically integrated market, they used to do all the works. They used to do the give they will only give the application for new service connections. They will only attempt that falls. They will only attempt that they will only communicate with the generation companies. Everything one engineer only will be doing. One assistant engineer or chief engineer will be doing all these things in one entity. Okay, so that is one of that. So and that is advantage and as well as so because easily they can communicate. Now that is separated. The forthcoming classes we are going to see in the detail. Next is reliability. Reliability is what? Reliability is nothing but so 24 by 7. Say for example, uh, yeah, we are in home. So even if the power cut happens for even 1 minute or 5 minutes, also will feel irritated, especially in summertime. Summertime, okay, in the night, if you any 5 minutes, if you do the power shutdown 5 or 10 minutes, you will be feeling sophistication to live. So you need to give the reliable supply 24 by 7 throughout the year to that particular companies, to that particular consumers. Then only they'll enjoy the power. That is also there. Next is economy. If you take like large scale operations, okay, sometimes leads to lower cost. Say for example, uh, uh, say for example, a company is going to set up their own factory. What they'll do? Government will make a tie-up like MOU. So you can come and start a company. We'll give you the land for free. But what you need to do is you need to employ our workers, our state workers or our district workers. Like 80 percentage of workers you need to recruit from our district or our state or our that particular region. Then only they'll give the free pass. Sometimes they'll give the free pass for 100 days just to um, give some more concession to the companies. Then only they'll come and establish their own companies here. Then only if they establish the company, automatically there will be huge revenue will be coming to the government in and out. Okay, so economies. This also is the important factor. Okay, next to some large scale companies, what they'll request, why can't you give for low cost? Because we are consuming more now. So, like we are wholesale, we are purchasing as a wholesale, we are consuming more power, so you can reduce some tariff like that and all. They can ask in vertically integrated market. But we see the domestic consumers, they won't get any because they are consuming less. Okay, who are consuming less, that will be actual tariff will be charged for them. Who are consuming more, so there will be some concession in that tariffs. So that is also happening in the vertically integrated market. Next, coming to the limitation, as I already discussed, limitation, because there is no competition for tariffs. Okay, so that is a flat rate tariff to pay. That's all. Say, for example, 0 to 100 units, you need to pay this much amount only. And sometimes up to say for sometimes there will be loss for companies also, electricity boards. Say for example, sometimes in the previous days what they'll do, some flat tariff will be there, some 5 rupees per unit is 5 rupees. Even who are consuming 100 units also, they have to pay 5 rupees. Who are consuming 1,000 units also, they need to pay 5 rupees. There is no, because whoever consuming 100 units, they will be, in the economic point of view, they will be somewhat less than that who are consuming 1,000 units. So they also has to pay 5 rupees. Who are richer, they will be consuming 1,000 units, they are also have to pay the 5 rupees. So that is also there. So there is no change in the tariff. They need to charge. So some industrial consumers will be. So whoever there will be some limits will be there. Say for example, from 10,000, some 5,000 units to 10,000 units, they will be charged with one rate. So who are consuming 5,001 unit, they are also have to pay some 15 rupees. Whoever will consuming up to 10,000 units, okay, 999, that consumer also has to pay some 15 rupees. So there is no change for them. So that is also one of the limitations in this model. Next, the potential for market power. So sometimes what they'll do in the earlier days, the countries like India and some developing nations. So the people used to tip the power. How they'll do, how they'll tip means they'll used to put a small swings, like a small wire in the transmission line itself. Then they'll tip the bar. Okay, so if say for example, if you are doing that power theft, what happens? That will be the loss of the power generation company, that is electricity boards. So that loss, who will take care of that loss? Again, consumers only will take care, because if the electricity board it will be in the loss, means what they will do? Simply they will increase the tariff. That's all, because they need to go get some profit. No one will do business without any profit. Definitely, even some 10 paise profit, or even some 1 rupee profit also they will expect. So this kind of things also happening in this uh, vertically integrated market. Next is less flexibilities. There is no adapters, as I said. No, if you take like a previous energy meters, like induction type energy meters, like some consumers, what they'll use, they use the magnet. They use the magnet that once wheel will be there inside that particular old meters, so that wheel will not rotate. So what happens automatically? it will be consuming less power. Okay, so it will not read that particular, say, for example, from 30 days is there. So they are using the magnet for some 10 days. So only 20 days only that particular old energy meter will read. So that 10 days is a profit for that particular consumers and loss for the electricity board. So again, to whom that uh, loss have to be paid off? Definitely by increasing the tariff. So these are the some of the limitations of vertically integrated market.